Hello, I'm Steven.
And I'm Rachel.
And we are Flickers. And we are finally going ahead and reviewing Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. So what were your thoughts of it?
Honestly, Sleeping Beauty's always been my favorite princess ever since I was little. So I kind of went into this kind of just expecting to not be impressed because I had such a high standard. Obviously, with the first one, they changed a lot of the storyline, so I kind of had that, like, I knew ahead of time that it wasn't going to be the same thing. But I actually really enjoyed what they did with it. It felt like an epic almost, more than it was a fairy tale. And they didn't focus on necessarily the love story, though that was a big portion of it. It was the battles of human versus, fairy and things like that. And I really enjoyed the take that they took on it.
And then, once again, there's no spoilers. Basically, you can get all that from the trailer. So, yeah. So, but I will say, starting off, it kind of felt like it had the potential to be like another kind of what should be a straight to DVD sequel for Disney, kind of like how Alice in the Looking Glass was. It seemed like it had a really cool concept, but it just didn't really execute it, and in the end it existed just to have more time in the world with the characters. And at first I kind of thought this might be following in the same footsteps, but then literally kind of as the movie progressed, it took a very dark turn on some actually uncomfortable levels, not gonna lie. And in the end was such a vastly different approach for a Disney film, and the road that it took kind of, once again, really kind of threw me for a loop, that it actually ended up being very enjoyable in the end. So if you like the first one, I definitely think you would enjoy this one a lot. Keep in mind, it is definitely the darker of the two films.
Yeah.
For sure.
This one feels to me more like the was it the Warcraft film? Or,
I can see that.
Almost even Lord of the Rings, and then a little bit of adding like Fern Gully to it or something like that.
Yeah, it was neat. It was definitely
kept
neat.
It lighthearted, but then still felt dark like the other films.
And then Angelina Jolie just does a phenomenal job
so
as Maleficent. That was very good casting in the first place, and just good to see her in that character again.
Yeah.
So for me, keeping in mind once again, I definitely feel that if you didn't see the first one, or if you didn't enjoy the concept of like how the first one goes, then somebody might not want to go ahead and just jump into this one. So I think with that said, it kind of has, it's not a very wide spectrum of audiences it could be approached to. Like, if you're not really into the live action Disney movies, and if you didn't follow the first one, I would be like, go see this movie despite anything at all, with no backing at all to the background of what they changed with the story of Sleeping Beauty. So I would honestly keep that in mind, and it's a good movie. I'd give it 3 out of 5 slates, personally.
Honestly, I had thought about it, and I would give it 3 as well. It wasn't bad by any means, but it also wasn't like, wow, we have to own that. Like, we're going to buy it immediately as it comes out. Like, obviously, we enjoy all the Disney films, so we want to have that collection, so we'll probably buy it. But it's not like one where I would be like immediately like, or that I would even go see it again in the theater.
Yeah, but it was definitely worth the watch. So if you liked it, go catch it. And especially if you could see it on a bigger screen like IMAX, I imagine that would actually be very beautiful. We saw it on a regular one, but I can tell you IMAX would be incredible if you had the chance to see it in there. But tonight we're going to be catching Zombieland 2, so we'll give you reviews on that coming up soon. So until then, Flickers, see you next time.